But yeah, that won't have been quite as ear to ear as usual because I'm using a different audio setup, microphone setup, recording style. So I'm recording from the front and from the back instead of side to side, because basically when I record using the binaural setup, the 3D setup, it seems to reverse the ears. So what would be your left ear is your right, and what would be your right is your left. I don't know if it's just the microphone is sitting the wrong way around or what, but when I record that way, it doesn't record audio from right here, and the ear's the wrong way around. And then I tried using one where it records from the sides, but then of course you wouldn't get my voice. And the other one, recording all around, I worry that you'd pick up too much of the aircon. And but so, all that is to say, the recording setup is slightly different. But also this video is slightly different. I basically have kind of a stitch and bitch. I don't know. I was given a bee embroidery kit by Cotton Clara for Christmas, and I've already nearly finished it, and I thought you might like to join me for the last of it. There she is. There she is. So we need to take out the needle, the hoop, gosh, and some thread. Can you hold that for just a moment? Excuse me. How rude. Thank you. Not quite sure where to put the box now, actually. Just back there will do. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Right. Let me thread the needle. Bit of fluff. Let me just bring you down a bit. I've had to put a jumper on because I'm filming in the phone booths at work, and the aircon is always on, as cold as it can possibly be. And I am freezing cold all the time. I filmed the last few videos in t-shirts, and my goodness, do I regret that. I'm currently filming this on the day before New Year's Eve, New Year's Autumn if you will, and there is no one in the office. No one will be in the office for a few days yet. That's why I chose to come in and film a bunch of stuff while nobody was around, so that way I don't have to stay late after work or worry about other people being about and making a ruckus. It also means I'm not annoying the cleaners by being here after hours when they're trying to get their work done. But the point of that was, there's no one in here. No one's been in here for about a week, and no one will be in here for about a week longer. We don't come back into the office until at least January the 4th. And yet, the aircon is on full blast all the time. And several of us have complained to the office manager several times about it. But we don't control the aircon. The company that owns the building, they control the aircon. But they don't even have access to it. We have to call the people who own the building, and then they call their engineer at another location, and the engineer then changes the temperature in our office. But even if that on its own weren't completely ridiculous, the fact that the aircon is going full blast when there's no one in the building just absolutely baffles me. Okay, come on down. So, as you can see, I've only got these bits left to go, which it doesn't look like much, but I'd imagine it'll be a bit fiddly. I have to bring you down even further, actually. How's that? There we go. So when I came in to film today, you're not going to be able to hear me. Hang on, I need to figure something out. Is this better? I feel like that is better. I might just have to record in a full circle. This might just have to be the way we do it. So when I came in to record today, I forgot what I was going to say. Dang it. Nope, it's gone. Whatever I was going to say clearly can't have been that important. Yeah, no, it's completely gone. Kind of wish I could time travel back to previous me, 30 seconds ago, and ask what on earth I was about to say. Well, I guess we'll never know. Yeah, I came in today to film a bunch of stuff. And there's still one more video I want to film that is a puzzle video. But the puzzle video I think I'm gonna have to do without my Yeti. Do you know what? You could also come this way a little bit. There we go, that's a bit better. Yes, so I think I'd have to film it without my Yeti because it's a 500-piece puzzle and I just can't think of how I'm gonna film a puzzle which will require quite a bit of space, you know, a big area to lay it all out, and also have my microphone in a good place to catch all the audio. I don't know. So that one might be more of a lo-fi video, and I'll just film it with my just film it on my phone and use ambient audio. Maybe that's, maybe that's what I'll have to do. Yeah. So, yes, today is December 30th, 2021, and I think I have filmed 6 different videos today. I think that's going to be how I do it going forward, is bulk film and then edit as I go and upload as I go. When I first started making YouTube videos on my main channel, not ASMR, short vlog style stuff, I would, sometimes I would film, edit and upload all in one day, but usually I would film one day and then edit and upload on another day. But with ASMR content, it takes so much longer to set up the microphone, the camera and the props. And of course, filming an hour-long video takes a lot more energy and focus than filming a 3-minute video, even if it takes an hour to film that 3-minute video. Your brain is focusing on less actual content, like you have less things to hold in your brain. Also, I'm not sure if I've mentioned, but I am blind in one eye, so I have terrible hand-eye coordination. So if you're getting frustrated at seeing me missing the hole with my needle, just know that I am working with not a full set of tools. You know, I'm working with the tools I was given. I've also been like standing up or sitting on this bar stool. The video I filmed just before this one was a knitting video. Here's the wall. And at first I was filming it just sitting on the chair, but the effort of holding my arms up close enough to the microphone that you could actually hear the wool really hurt my back. The day that I filmed the cooking video, yes, the day that I filmed the video that I made the salad and the flower arranging, is the same day that I filmed my Kiwi and British sweets eating video, and I filmed one other video that day as well. And just the effort of standing up at the kitchen bench, my back was ruined the next day. Because your boy has chronic pain and a tailbone injury from childhood. I'm just, you know, it's an absolute time, but we make it work. How do they expect me to live, laugh, lesbian in these conditions? Oh, the cactus video that I filmed months back. I only just finished making the cactus like a week before Christmas. I'd been doing a lot of knitting, making a blanket for a family member, and one day I decided just to take a break from knitting to give my hands something different to do, and so I decided to finish the cactus cross stitch. Do you know what, actually, these ones should probably be a couple stitches, not just one big one. You know, like that. I'm debating colouring the bee. Like, I think it would be funny to make a series of LGBTQ. I think that would be quite funny, and like take some dye or some, like, you know, very watery paint, so it's a very light colour, but make a bunch of these embroidered bees that are, instead of coloured in bee colour, are coloured in various pride flag colours, starting with bisexual and non-binary, because I am bisexual and non-binary. More specifically gender fluid, but you know, non-binary is a good umbrella term that a lot of more people are more familiar with than the term gender fluid. Also, my version of gender fluid is a bit different to what most people would consider gender fluid, but I also haven't found a better description for it. I thought agender for a while, but that's also not quite correct. Okay, hello, welcome back. So what happened there was, I was filming on my old phone, my Pixel 4, and the battery died. I was not checking what percentage. Do you know what? Come up here for a second. Hello. Hi. I was not checking the percentage of my battery as I was filming. And as I mentioned, I have filmed like 5 or 6 videos today. Some on my old phone, some on this new one. But so it died. Right as I was talking about being gender fluid, which, how very transphobic of you, Google. Oh my god. No, okay, so we're going to continue with this and hope that the footage on my old phone is fine. Otherwise, this has all been a big waste of time, but it's fine. Right, okay. Let me get back to it. Let me just... Right, back down here we come. Hi, hello. Okay, the camera's in a slightly different spot on this one. These are all the bits that you don't usually see because I don't normally film this part of it. Hang on, I'm just going to shuffle you this way slightly so I feel like you can... Yeah, there we go. Come here. Okay, I feel like you can see this better. Right, so I talked about how I wanted to make these beads in different pride flag colours, bisexual and non-binary because I'm non-binary, gender fluid. So, my version of, like, my meaning to me of gender fluid is that if my body is a tap and gender is a literal fluid, sometimes, the tap is on full bore and I experience lots of gender. There is frilly skirts and makeup and curling my hair and, lots and lots of really girly, very, like, gender affirming things you would expect from a cisgendered female. Lots of things like that. Sometimes the tap is, just on a dribble and I'm wearing, like, I don't know, like a fitted blouse that shows my curves but is also, like, not overtly feminine. And sometimes the tap is off. It is completely shut. There is absolutely no fluid flowing. There is no gender, only Zool. On the days when I am just existing and nothing else, there's no gender at all. But similarly to how we can turn the tap on and off, or we can change it from hot to cold, the tap, being my body, can be affected by the weather or other people, things like that. Like, if I'm poorly, if I'm not feeling well, then I will feel more agender, I experience less gender when I'm feeling ill because I'm just existing, I do not have the spoons to also experience gender, like, but then, like, there are times or settings when I feel extremely, like, dainty and ladylike and feminine, like usually at weddings. I really love doing the makeup and the hairdos and wearing the pretty skirts and the high heels and things like that. Yeah, and, like, obviously a lot of that is more about gender expression than identity, but, they kind of cross over. Yes. So that is, for a while I thought maybe agender was better, but that's not quite correct. Like, gender fluid is usually described as a person who fluctuates between the spectrum of gender. Like, sometimes they feel a more masculine way, sometimes they feel more feminine, sometimes they feel more male, sometimes they feel, like, neutral, right in the middle, whereas I don't really ever feel like a man, like a boy. Like, I don't use he, him pronouns ever. They don't feel right to me. But my gender does fluctuate. Which is why I feel like gender fluid is a better term, because my gender still does fluctuate, even if it's not the entire width of the spectrum of gender. I hope that made sense. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments, and I will try to explain and elucidate as best I can. Yes, but all that was to say, I kind of want to do like a non-binary and an LGBT, I feel like that would be really cute. First I gotta finish the damn thing, Right. my island flag on Animal Crossing is actually half the bisexual flag and half the gender fluid flag. I also just like the gender fluid flag better than the straight non-binary flag, you know? By straight, I don't mean, you know, straight. I mean, like, just the normal. Just the straight up, no flare, non-binary flag. I don't like that one as much as I like the gender fluid flag. And, you know, it's all about the vibes, really. Oh, I remember another thing I was going to say. When I was talking about pronouns with a person, and they were like, oh, well, do you prefer they, them? You know, should we stop using she, her? And I was like, no, I don't think so. I've never really experienced dysphoria as someone addressing me as she, her. Like, I've never really felt yuck. I don't mind they, them. They, them is good too. Not he, him. I know for a fact that he, him doesn't feel right. Like, if you want to use it, that's fine. But it's not correct. It's like when you go around to a friend's house and they don't have the oat milk that you have at home, and they're like, is soy okay? And you're like, yeah, that's fine. Like, you would prefer oat milk, but soy's not going to kill you. That's how I feel about he, him pronouns. Like, I don't love it. It's not my favorite, but, you know, it's not going to kill me if you refer to me as he, him. Yeah, no. I prefer she, her, or they, them. At this current point in time. That could change at any moment, really. Yes. Anyway, yes. So the point that I was getting to with that was that I don't really feel dysphoria. It's almost like gender is a performance. It's like rolling a persuasion check, and if someone looks at me and goes, she, her, then it's like I've rolled a nat 20 on my persuasion check, and I'm like, haha, yeah, you believed me. You know? If I've managed to convince you, then I'm doing a good performance. Yeah. I hope that makes sense. I'm really enjoying exploring a bit more, I guess, androgynous clothing. That's not quite right, because, like, non-binaries don't owe anybody androgyny. Like, I have a very feminine figure, and I'm aware of that. I like my body. It's taken me years to reach that point, but I like my body. I like my boobs. They're not going away. I don't really want to strap them. I like them. They're fun. They look good. They're pleasing to look at for myself and others. But as a result of that, I've always dressed quite feminine, and I'm really enjoying, like, this is a men's jumper, for example. But no, it's not, because it's my jumper and I'm not a man. So it's just a jumper. I've never really felt like, oh, I was born with this set of body parts, so I have to shop in this section. Like, I've pretty much always worn whatever jeans were comfortable, whatever trousers were comfortable, whatever shirts and coats and that were comfortable. Like, I would almost always buy jeans from the men's section because they are... Why has my phone gone dark? Oh, because it is 9:45 at night. My screen has gone dark because it's gone into, like, hey, it's nighttime, you should be getting ready for bed soon mode. Anyway, yes, I usually buy jeans from the men's section because they are cheaper and better quality than the jeans from the women's section. Like, these I got from Stitch Fix in March of this year. So I'm filming this December 2021. I got these in March of 2021. These were £45, and I've already worn through the inner thigh. These are one of the most expensive pairs of jeans I've ever bought. and they have not even lasted a year, compared to a pair of black jeans that I've just recently had to throw away because I wore out the crotch. I have had those for over 3 years, close to like 4 years. They cost me maybe £15. And they were from the men's section of like the New Zealand version of TK Maxx. Well, TK Maxx, no, more like Primark. Like the New Zealand version of Walmart, basically, is where they were from. Kind of. The warehouse. If you're from New Zealand, the jeans were from the warehouse. So, like, I would have thought that buying expensive jeans from a place like Stitch Fix, that they would be good quality and last me a long time. But I'm really disappointed. They're high rise, they're quite comfortable, there's a good amount of stretch to them, but I'm really disappointed in how quickly they've worn out in the thigh. Yeah, it's a real shame. But yes, so that was the point about buying from the men's section, never feeling like I had to stick to the women's section. Also the children's section. I'm very short. Well, I say very short. I'm 5'3". I have quite short legs and a long torso. So I used to shop a lot in the children's section because children's clothes fit me, especially shoes. My shoe size is like 4.5. So I get a lot of my shoes from the children's section because they're so much cheaper. Yes, so I've been experimenting more with a less gendered style of dress and just kind of buying what I like, rather than what makes me look more feminine and ladylike, you know? Yeah. That was a big old rant on gender and gender expression. And look, we've nearly finished this section of the bee, but I think I'm going to have to cut new thread soon. I don't know why the instructions say to only work with like a 40 centimetre bit of thread at a time. I suppose that stops it like having long thread getting tangled as you work. This is going to have to be the last stitch on this one, I think. And through there. Okay, yeah, that's going to have to be. Look at that. If you thought it was untidy on the front, look at it at the back. Through there, and then... Oh, sorry, you might not be able to see this bit because I need to look up quite close at it. Right. I really hope the video from earlier came out okay. Oh my gosh, if I turn my phone on and find out it hasn't recorded, I'm going to be so mad. So if you're only seeing the video section for half of this, you know why. Yeah, if there was no video in the first 14 minutes of this, you know why that was. Oh dear. Oh, well those are on the floor now. Just a second. Oh. Excuse me. Okay, thank you. Oh. The last time I filmed in here, I like put my jacket on the floor to cover up the gap where the aircon comes through. Actually, I'm going to tie a couple knots in this because it's so cold. Why? It is 10 to 10 on the day before New Year's Eve. Why does the aircon need to be on in the entire building right now? Also, the lights are on automatic, so like if they don't sense movement after a while, they turn off. Except that like they seem to be connected on both sides of the building. So our office is spread over the same floor of two buildings that are connected with a little bridge between them. So you have to walk like through the front door, through the first part of the office, over a little overbridge, and then you come into my part of the office where I work. And the lights are on over the other side, but there's no one there. Up you come. Kiwi. Yeah, there's nobody over there. I'm the only one here. I know there was someone here earlier because I saw them when I came in. Oh, I'm so sorry. But there's no one here now. I'm the only one here. So I think if there's movement over this side of the building, the lights go on over the other side as well, which just makes absolutely no sense. It's so silly. I'm really not going to need this much thread, am I? Now I think about it. I mean, that's probably going to be enough. I haven't got that much more to go. Let's just... Oh. It didn't work. Try that again. There we go. Okay. Can you hold that one for me for now? Thank you. And then I will... Oh, I'm also quite hungry. I didn't know how long I was going to be filming for. And, like, I had a late breakfast and I had, like, a small thing at lunchtime. But it is now 10 o'clock at night. And I have not eaten... Well, I filmed the Russian chocolates video earlier. But apart from that, I have not eaten in several hours and I'm now getting quite hungry. Oh, I've also just realised I need to be careful how late I stay because the Northern Line is no longer 24 hours like it used to be, so I need to make sure I get out of here in time to get the last tube home. It's going to be a very expensive taxi ride otherwise, or a very long bus. That's, like, it's so annoying. So many of my videos, when I was, like, on furlough and working, the job where I started later in the day when I was, like, freelancing, I used to stay up until, like, 3 or 4 in the morning, and still there would be the tube going by regularly, ruining takes, and, like, you can hear it in the background of quite a few videos. And that was when everyone was in lockdown, like, when nobody was going anywhere. And now, when it's, like, things are mostly open and people actually have places to be, they're like, oh no night tube, no, the Northern Line stops at midnight. On Halloween, I went out on the Friday and the Saturday, and both times it took me like 3 hours to get home. Well, maybe not 3 hours the second night. Took me a good 2.5 hours at least. All because the Northern Line stopped at midnight. So I had to get night buses, which is not ideal, not safe. Okay, down we come. It is very annoying to me that all those months that London was basically closed, the Northern Line was like, oh yeah, no, we're still going. And now that, how did that happen? Now that people actually have places to be, they're like, nah, I don't think so. Yes. It is quite a frustration to me. This one I need to, like, hold the thread, because otherwise when I push it back through, it, like, catches in the knot and pulls everything back down again. That caught me out a couple times. Oh, this is the last one on this side. Do you know what I've just realised? Is I now have to come from all the way over here, down over there. I should have started on this side, gone over, and back, and finished in the middle. Oh well. Now I know for next time. Oh dear me. tomorrow is New Year's Eve, and I've got a house party with some Quidditch friends. My original plan was to go to Wales. I have a friend who lives in Cardiff, whose birthday is New Year's Day, and he's always like, no one ever wants to do anything on my birthday because everyone's just had a big party the night before and they're all hungover and nobody wants to party on the 1st of January. So I was going to go there, have the New Year's party, and then just like do something with him the next day. But he's not even having a New Year's party. He's not having any sort of party, and it also doesn't seem like a very wise time to be traveling right now. All of this was planned before we knew about Omicron. Also, every time I hear someone mention Omicron, all I can think about is the aliens from Futurama that are from Omicron Persei 8. That is all I can think of. Right. Oh. Yes, so instead I will be staying in London and going to some friends who live just a couple tube stops away. And that's nice. Means that even though the tube won't be running at that time of night, we can just get a bus home and it won't be that far, or we can get an Uber. Yeah. Ba-dump. Oh, my ribs are a bit sore. In March 2020, I was at a Quidditch tournament and somebody tackled me. And it wasn't until a few days later when I was at work and I was doing something that, this is when I was working in a forest school at the time. I was doing something that normally wasn't much effort for me. I was pushing our setup trolley through the forest. And the setup trolley weighs nearly twice of me. Nearly twice of me? That's bad phrasing. Weighs nearly 2 of me. And usually I could sort of push it through the forest at a jog. But that day, I would go maybe 2 meters and I would have to stop and catch my breath. I was doing setup and I was in so much pain. All day long my chest was hurting. I was like, this is really weird. I have chronic pain, but this was very different. I ended up going to A&E at the end of the day, and they were like, yeah, no, you've got fractured ribs. You should not be at work at all, let alone pushing a massive trolley that weighs over 100 kg through a muddy forest uphill. You should not be doing any of those things. You definitely should not be lifting children. I was like, oh, okay. But we didn't get teachers don't get sick leave, so I couldn't afford to take any time off work, so I just had to keep working on reduced responsibilities. I wasn't on setup for a while. So the point being, my ribs mostly healed. I did the breathing exercises that they told me to do and all of that good stuff to help expand the ribs and help them. But every so often, if I sit a particular way for a long period of time, or if I do a certain activity for a long period, they just get a bit sore. And I've been sitting in all sorts of weird positions today, because I have been filming for, I think, 7 or 8 hours now, which apparently my ribs did not like. Just a bit tender. There we go. And I have this cunning plan for my annual leave for 2022. So I think it comes from working in the forest school, but I would rather have a 4-day week than take off like 2 weeks every few months, if that makes sense. Is that the end of that, or is there a little bit more? I think that's the end of that one. I can't see anymore. I don't know, can you? Can you see any more on this? But is it even in focus? I don't know if I can even focus that close up. I think we're okay. Yeah, I think we're fine. Yes. So, yes, I was saying about annual leave. So, I did it once in the forest school where I used my leave strategically so that every second week I had the Wednesday off. So it meant that I could come in on the Monday and go like, oh, not too much stress. I only have to, it's only 2 days until I have a day off. And then on the Tuesday, I'd be like, oh, I just have to get through today. And then I've got a day off. And then I would have a day off. And then Thursday, I'd be like, oh, 2 days till the weekend. And then Friday, I'd be like, okay, I've just got to get through today. And then it's the weekend. And I found that a lot more relaxing than, it's like earlier this year, I was summoned for jury duty, which meant I was going to be away for 2 weeks. So I had to have all of my channels edited and scheduled for a month ahead so that when I came back to work, they were 2 weeks ahead and I wouldn't have a ton of catch up to do, which, I find is a lot of work, having to do what would normally be a month's worth of work in like a week and a half. Instead of that, if I use my annual leave a bit strategically and every other week take off a Wednesday or a Friday, something like that, then my work week is that much shorter and I'm having shorter rests more often and I don't have all that catch up to do. And if something goes wrong while I'm away, it's not panic stations. It's, oh, okay, I'm back in tomorrow. I'll sort it then, I find that a lot more relaxing than, taking a big 2-week holiday and then having to play catch up when I get back. But I try to balance it. I try to have one longer holiday a year and have the rest as 3 and 4 day weekends kind of deal. Look at that. I finished my bumblebee. Cute. Let's bring you back up to the top. Hello. Look at this. Let's get a shot for the thumbnail. Helps if I look at I keep forgetting. Okay, so I've got a new phone, and in the Google Pixel 4, the camera's on the side. On the 6, it's right smack bang in the middle, and so I keep looking. They also have a little green light at the top that tells you when you're recording. So I keep looking just below the green light and not at the actual camera. It also doesn't help that I'm being blind in this eye. It is slightly lazy, and so it doesn't actually fully follow where my good eye goes. It does for the most part, but you'll notice if I look dead into the camera right now and you cover one side of my face and then the other, it looks like I'm looking in 2 different directions because of my blind eye not quite sitting properly. But that's a story for another day. I might just do a video all about my septo-optic dysplasia, which is the fun condition I have. But so, the point being, here's my cute little bumblebee. Doo, doo, doo. Don't do that. I'm sorry. I've been filming for a while. I ate so much chocolate earlier. I've been doing really well at sitting very still and very quiet and calm. And I feel like it's time to just go shake it all out, Okay. I'm gonna tie this off. Oh, we could put the batting in as well. That's what we could do. Do you want to see this? I feel like, yeah, you want to see this. You don't want to be left out. That through there. Pull it taut. Slide it through here to make a knot. I don't know if I tie off my my stitches properly. You know? I just kind of tie them off in a way that makes sense to me. I know there's probably like a proper way to do it, but oh, they're different colors. Would you look at that? How'd that happen? Probably from me touching it constantly. Yeah. Oh my gosh, is it a different color at the top here where I've been holding it? That's frustrating. Okay, so now I think I have to when you've finished and you're happy with that your design is central, cut any excess fabric from around the hoop away, leaving a 2 to 3 centimeter border to fold over into the back of the hoop. Okay. It's like kind of here-ish, I think. Sorry, you probably want to hear this, don't you? Let me bend you down a bit. Hello. I really have gotten a little bit silly. Actually, that's really good because now I have some fabric that I can test my dyes on, you know? So I can see if I like the look of the fabric being coloured or not. Or if I should just leave it as it is. I very much have like the too much gene. If you've ever watched Jenna Marbles, you'll know what I'm talking about. Normal people know when enough is enough and it's time to stop. But people with the too much gene are like, that's lovely, but what if we did more? What if we just did too much? Have you considered that? How's that for you? Oh, that's not 2 centimeters. Whoops. Train going by. I don't know if you can hear it. That is one of the downsides to filming here, is every so often trains come by. There it is. Elmo dances to fly and zoom like a plane. But sometimes Elmo chugs along like a train. Whoop whoop. That's what TikTok audio is trending right now on my For You page. Okay, so that's like that, and now we have to cut the batting into the shape of the thingamadooga. Backing disc, the backing disc, that's the one. Okay. Don't worry that I'm gonna cut it wrong. Would it be better to do it this way around? I don't know. It's really tricky to hold it in place and cut it at the same time. Oh my god, I am dropping wool everywhere. Oh god, I went way too shallow on that one. Whoops. Yeah, I've definitely cut it too small. That's fine. It's fine. Listen. Worse things have happened to better people. Okay. Lovely. So this one, wait, I need to check the order of things. Sorry, we're getting a bit chaotic in the end here. Okay, Place the wadding in the back, fold your fabric over the top, now push the disc inside the back. Okay, that's what I thought. So now this comes in here. Tucky, 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 tucky. Tucky, tucky. We love a queen with a good tuck. Tucky, tucky, tucky. I don't think I can watch RuPaul's Drag Race anymore, you know? Like, Ru just continues to be an old man who refuses to move with the times, and it's frustrating. There's also just so many seasons now, and they're not, like, there's not enough difference between them, or the changes that are there are, like, not good, you know? Okay. Okay, and now I need to, like... They say it's the perfect size and that you don't need any glue, but, like, I question that. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, that's partially on me, because, like, that is not 2 centimeters. Let's see if we can, like, tighten that up at all. I need to try and, like, pull the fabric taut. I should have just, like, I should have just not even trimmed it. I should have just tucked the whole thing in. You know? That would have been better. Oh well. Oops, pulled it out. Okay. Okay. Pull it. Pull it. Pull it in. Tight. This one. Do you know what? I'll stick it in for now. Title of your sex tape. And then I might actually go back with glue. I'm sure I've got some E6000 somewhere. Okay. Let's try this one more time. We'll tighten it up at the top. Okay, and then let me try this again, once more with feeling. I mean, I feel like part of it is that I cut too much fabric off, but that is also very much not the perfect size. This one keeps... Look at this. But for the most part, look at that. Come back up and join me here. Hello. I'm gonna spin you around this way. Oh, apparently no, I'm not. I'm just gonna move the whole tripod. That's the this is a safe space we clean regularly sign. Okay, let me bring you back up. Oh. Hello, welcome back. Okay. Look at that. Oh yeah, it's also slightly askew now after I tugged it. Look at that. Yeah, I might still go in with a bit of glue, and then I can also add like a hook or something to the back to hang it. Yeah, look at that. Cute. Sweet. A little bee. Okay. Oh, bong. Right, I'm gonna put everything back in the box. I'm gonna take it all home. And then, oh God, where did I put the needle? Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. It's on the floor. I found it. Nobody panic. I'll be right back. Okay. G'day. Let's just pop that This was meant to be like a quick, like, half an hour stitch and bitch. Oopsie doozles. Okay. It is now 10:15 on the 30th of December 2021. And I'm ready for a late dinner and bed. So, with that, I will love you and leave you. Thank you so much for watching. And I hope that we will see a lot more of each other in 2022. Ka kite ano. Ka kite ano. Inohora.